I literally film a podcast in my room, surrounded by all my clothes. But if you think about it, it's about fashion, so it works, you know? Hi guys, and welcome back to the Khaurafab YouTube channel. Today we are podcasting with my dinky little microphone, but it works and I don't care. And we're gonna be talking about micro trends. This is gonna be a really quick podcast, but I wanted to film it too because literally why not? Like I have 2 videos a week to film and post. I think I can come up with some ideas. Hey guys, it is Khaurafab, and today we are going to be talking all about micro trends, fashion trends, and the fashion cycle. So I wanted to talk about this because I've been seeing so many people be kind of upset about this whole micro trend and these trend prediction videos when in general I don't really think we do have micro trends. I mean, obviously we do. We have these little things that we are like, oh, for example, oh, in 2020 everyone's saying crochet is going to be in, and then we're acting like these trends aren't normal things that you can wear whenever you want. I mean, you can literally wear a cardigan in 2020 with a pair of flare leggings and then wear the same thing for years to come because it really doesn't matter. If you accessorize things cute, your outfit will still be cute. And I think that with micro trends and all of these things like, oh, ballet core, grunge aesthetic and all of this, people aren't realizing that you don't have to go out and buy new things every time a trend happens, because you most likely have a lot of these items in your wardrobe to begin with, because we're only recycling so many things to put in these trends. For example, if you buy a bag, I think everyone knows that once you buy this trendy black bag, oh my gosh, my dog is walking around. Once you buy this trendy black bag, I mean, some people could be like, oh, well, that's gonna go out of trend. It's so expensive, and like the next trend is probably gonna be this, so why would I buy it? I mean, you can buy it, first of all, because you like it, and second of all, because that one trendy black bag, yeah, maybe it's not gonna be the it trend next month, but it's still a bag that you can use and that will probably be in a new trend later. If like that, I mean, there are definitely some items that I think you should avoid because I think they're stupid. But like, if you want to buy something, you can probably reuse it multiple times. I'm speaking on experience too, because I saw someone say that crochet is going to be super it, the thing, for, I don't know, I think it was 2020, maybe it was 2021. And then I hear no one really talk about it for 2023 predictions. Well, I think I said it in my 2023 predictions, but I see a lot of people go back and forth with these things. Okay, then if it's only in 2021, why have I seen 5 brands drop crochet collections, including me? I have a crochet collection on kmnzapparel.com, which is like my small clothing brand. But like, besides the point, and besides the product tag branding thing I just did, like, there's only so many, sorry, my stomach just growled. There's only so many fashion trends and micro trends and everything that we can really latch on to, and at some point they're just repeating themselves in different ways. Like I said, with the whole clean girl aesthetic and the Pilates princess aesthetic, okay? The clean girl aesthetic has a certain look that intertwines with Pilates aesthetic, which intertwines with ballet core, which could also possibly intertwine with a certain type of cottage core. That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't have to choose one aesthetic, and you don't have to buy certain items to fit one aesthetic. When you buy things, they can be used for everything, which is why I don't really understand the negativity and over talking of micro trends, because honestly, in my opinion, it is just so easy and simple to not only predict them, but to wear these aesthetics and these trends out, especially when you've bought things already. Like, I have bought things 4 years ago that were on trend that I would possibly wear now. I would just style them maybe a little bit differently based on how my style changed and everything leading up from 4 years ago, my style. But yeah, and mind you, like, if you are someone who likes a certain aesthetic and you're following aesthetic because it's a trend, then you can do that. And if you don't want to, you can do that too. But I just don't really agree with like calling everything out to be a micro trend and then investing a bunch of money into every little trend you see. You can just buy whatever you want and style it in fashionable ways. I definitely think there are ways to style and look at things to make it more fashionable or trendy, but for the most part, it's not. I think that people overthink their outfits, even me. Like, I definitely overthink outfits and looks all the time, but people overthink it to a point where it's just like unnecessary, you know? Some days you just have to go out and wear whatever you want. If it's cute, it's cute. If it's not, it's not. You could go change, but do whatever you want, you know? And honestly, like, I think people really appreciate when they can tell that you are just doing what you are wanting to do. I think people kind of hate the whole like copy dressing, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm just telling you, like, you can follow microtrends, you cannot follow microtrends, you can do whatever you want. I know there are a lot of trends and aesthetics coming out, which even I follow, but no matter what, it's just fashion and style. And honestly, if I see someone in a cute outfit on in the mall or on the street or wherever, I don't look at them and say, oh my god, I love your micro trend ballet core, ballet flat, cottage core, blah, 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 blah. I just think, hey girl, cute outfit. Or hey, whoever you are, person, like, that's a cute outfit. I love it, you know? Okay, maybe sometimes I'll say, like, oh, boots, like, or oh, I love that, you know? Like, maybe I'll add a little more into it, or if we get on the discussion of the trend or what they were going for, we can talk about that. But it's really not that big of a deal when you think about it, you know? But yeah, like, we're gonna move on to the trend cycle because, like, that's pretty much the same thing. The trend cycle is like things will always come back into trend, usually on a 10-year time loop or stamp, which I still stand by, you know. Every trend or every clothing item will come back into trend either in a vintage way, like the same way, like everyone's looking for this specific thing, and then it will turn into more of a modern interpretation of that trend. So, trying to think of an example. Let's say bell bottoms. Bell bottoms, so let's say 60s, 70s, we're wearing bell bottoms, everyone loves them, they're cute, right? Now we're slowly getting out of bell bottoms, but mind you, people will still wear them because, hey, that's what they bought, that's what looks cute on them. So we can see them around here and there, but not as much, and they're not as prevalent as they would be in this time frame. Now, trends going back before we had social media are definitely different because we didn't have social media and these magazines that are continuous? continuously pushing out these fashion trends to us. So because of social media, we are constantly being influenced too much, if anything, and that's why our trend cycles have gotten faster and faster and faster over time. However, with back in the day style, obviously they had certain social aspects and norms and designers that are pushing out these products for you to buy, but it's not as fast-paced as today. So you have to keep that in mind as well. So back to the bell bottoms. Let's say we're really into bell bottoms at that time. Then late 80s, late 70s, 80s is coming around. Bell bottoms are starting to fleet a little bit, maybe more 80s, 90s. They're starting to fleet a little bit, right? We're not wearing them as much. It's kind of, a bell bottom here and there, but it is not as big of a fashion trend and fad as before. So let's say I said 60s and 70s, right? Yeah. So then we are going to see it pop back up 2010s. And mind you, like, bell bottoms weren't super big 2010s, but I saw a lot of people do 70s fashion-esque things in the 10s, right? So we see it again, but we're gonna see them in a more modern way, because then we're getting into the 2020s. I see people wear bell bottoms sometimes. I see people wear whatever type of jean they want, but these things are always going to come back in a cycle, in a trend. Maybe in the 90s, if you saw someone wear a certain type of jean or a certain type of look, you would think, oh, they look like my mother, like you look, oh, like hate that. But then 20 years later, maybe 10, 20 years later, when you see younger kids wearing the same exact thing, it's seen as cool, because fashion goes in trends and cycles and repeats itself and makes itself modern or vintage. It is always changing in a cycle, which is what I really love about it. It can be either very predictable or sometimes a little bit of a shock. If you're in the fashion industry, a lot of these trends can become very predictable to you, because you're on a cycle and you know what you're pushing out to the public, to the media, and on the racks. But to someone who doesn't know fashion as much, it would of course be a little bit of a shock when you see something you used to wear on your child, and then you're like, dude, like, we used to wear this all the time, like, you didn't like this 5 years ago. And you'd be like, yeah, it wasn't in style 5 years ago, but now it is. So yeah, I think micro trends and trend cycles and all of that can be really easy to predict when you just like look at things, and when you're in that circle. But yeah, like I said, if you want to wear whatever you want, just do whatever you want, okay? And I'm not saying, okay, like, I want to say that no one will judge you, but people are 100% going to judge you. Like, that is the truth. But like, hopefully they just keep it to themselves, or you keep your opinion to yourself if it was mean, or like, if you're afraid of being criticized, I mean, what can you do? Like, you really only have two options. You either do whatever you want or conform to a trend. Like, it's really not very complicated in my opinion. And sometimes these micro trends, or even these bigger trends in general, are sometimes hard to keep up with. But like I said, when you wear a good outfit, people just like a good outfit. You'll like a good outfit. Doesn't matter if there's a rose ruffle on it or not. Rose ruffles and stuff is a trend I have predicted, which is coming true. Of course, I still do partake in these trends because, I'm in fashion and everything. So I know about these things, I hear about these things, I talk about them. But yeah, do whatever you want. Honestly, do whatever makes you feel happy and peaceful and at peace, and what you think is cute. If you think something from a micro trend is cute, because like I do it definitely too, then you should do that. And you know, I see a lot of people buying cheaper, not amazing quality of clothing just for these trends. But I think that, I mean, you should always, if you're going to take some advice from me, always invest in the best. If you notice that there is a article of clothing that you love and you think you can wear this multiple times and for years to come, or if it's for a good special event, then you should buy these things. Investing in good pieces is the best way to build your closet, to be fashionable, styled nicely. It's a way to also stop purchasing so much, because it's not even just about the waste that these micro trends and all of this stuff creates, but it's also the fact that, like, I mean, how much can we really spend on these clothing and micro trends and all of that, even when you have the money for it? Like I can go buy some micro trends and do all this stuff and like buy whatever's on the market right now, sure, but sometimes I really gotta sit down and be like, hey, is this really worth it? Because sometimes it's just not. So yeah, be smart about your purchases and what you wear, and do whatever you want. Have a great time in fashion and in style. Sorry, I'm like scratching my necklace. I don't know if you guys could hear that on the podcast. Sorry. But yeah, just enjoy your style and your life and experiences in fashion. That's what I think you deserve and what you have to do. So yeah. Thank you so much for listening to the Khaurafab podcast. If you're watching this on YouTube, hi. And if you're listening on Spotify, make sure to rate the podcast well. Thank you so much. Make sure to subscribe, Instagram, YouTube, whatever you're watching this on, Spotify. And all of our social medias are at Khaurafab, just like the podcast or the YouTube channel name. And I really hope you enjoyed today's video and or audio. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye. The podcast is done. I talked way more than I thought I would. I always talk for 17 minutes. I do not know how I talk for 17 minutes. And I feel like I'm not even breathing either. And I really hope the audio wasn't really bad on that. But yeah, that's just loading right now. I'm going to film a bunch of things today so I can just edit all of this and push it out. And I will see you guys later. I don't even know when I'm posting this. I need to go plan. Oh my god.